gentlemen, introducing first from Northport, Florida, 240 pounds, Bob Cook. And introducing his opponent, making his way into the ring area, from Venice Beach, California, at 250 pounds, this is Sting!
And the Stinger making his way to the ring, and I'll tell you something. The newest member of the Four Horsemen has been awarded a heavyweight championship match at the next pay-per-view, Wrestle War 90, The Wild Thing in Greensboro on the 25th of February. Now, if Ric Flair can make it to there, it will be Flair and Sting, obviously. But my question is, how, Kevin, will that affect? I'm going to ask him that today. How do you think it'll affect the relationship within the Four Horsemen?
I don't think it will affect them at all, Jim, because it's going to stay in the family. Whether Sting beats Flair or whether Flair beats Sting, it stays in the family. When Flair got beat by Sting in the Iron Man, I thought there'd be a confrontation then. Flair took it like a man. Sting accepted it graciously. It was one of the greatest matches I've ever saw. The only match I saw better than that was at their first clash when Sting and Flair went 45 minutes. I am looking for the match of the lifetime. In wrestling, what I'm looking for, Jim, is the Ali Frazier match. I'm looking for the greatest match of all times will be Sting and Flair.
I think it'll be, if it happens, it'll be a great scientific event. It'll be reminiscent of the great battles between scientific legends Jack Briscoe and Dory Funk Jr. It's going to be one of those great scientific matches that you just don't want to miss. But you also interjected as Bob Cook makes his way back to the ring. You don't think Sting may not make it?
I'll tell you what, I know one thing. I have seen Lex Luger develop a killer instinct. Lex Luger is not going to let this go unanswered. Lex Luger for a year has chased Flair. For a year he has been denied. Now Sting, because he did get the win in the Iron Man competition, Luger will do something drastic, whether it's jump Sting here at center stage or in the parking lot or something. I don't think Sting is going to make it to the pay-per-view.
And on the other hand, it may be Luger as the world's champion on February 25th, and the match could be Luger and Sting. The only thing that is guaranteed is that Sting will wrestle whomever the world's champion will be on February 25th at Wrestle War 90, The Wild Thing. Now, we'll talk to the Four Horsemen about this. It should be most interesting to hear their comments about this. Will there be conflict or not? We'll talk about that on the program. I want to tell you something. Last week on the main event, Kevin, I was a little disgusted and a little disappointed in your actions with Norman on that portrait.
Well, Jim, I mean,
it was his property, and you know.
Jim, it was his property, but it was an insulting thing. And you asked me where I got my money last week. Well, I got my money for doing a job very well done. There's some people out there that like to pay people to do the jobs well. I did my job well. I want to drop it there, Jim, because you and I have a great relationship. You happen to like the nitwit. I think he's a nitwit. But let's get back to this match. Sting, what is going on in his mind right now that he knows he has, look at his eyes, that he has the match with the world champion February 25th?
Well, I know that since that announcement was made and the contracts were signed, that he has been training harder than ever. I know that his focus is on preparing for Ric Flair at this time, which makes it most interesting because he's with Flair a lot. He trains with Flair a lot. I don't know, that's almost a borderline conflict of interest, as Bob Cook almost got a 3 count there. But he trains almost every day with Ric Flair. You know, it's really bizarre.
It's bizarre, but here's the thing that I've thought about, Jim. The Scorpion against the Figure 4. Now, there's the matchup that, to me, is going to be the determining factor. Ric Flair is in the greatest shape of any professional wrestler, cardiovascular, in the world today. Sting's not far behind. But as they say in any sport, once the legs go, then the body goes. I think if Sting comes out and attacks Flair's legs at the onset and tries to the Scorpion enough times, eventually he may sink it on.
You know, I'm sure Lex Luger, who will be wrestling on the program today, I asked him to make some comments live, and I wanted to have some comments. He didn't want to talk to me or be around the fans. I'm sure Luger's boiling a little bit because he's back there thinking, hey, they're taking for granted Flair's going to be the world's champion on February 25th. We're really not doing that at all, but the hand that we have dealt us now is that Flair is the champion. And to be the man, as he says, you have to beat the man. And no one has beaten the man yet, Lex Luger or anybody else, in a long time. And right now, Bob Cook, who's an outstanding competitor, trying to muscle Sting out of the corner. That did not work as the Stinger reverses it. Sends him for the Irish whip. Oh, man, the Scorpion Deathlock. And will it happen on February 25th? The wrestler of the 80s versus the man that wants to control the 90s. The figure 4 versus the Scorpion. We'll see how it comes about. The next few days are going to be very volatile.
The winner of the match, Sting!
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Kevin Sullivan's altercation with Norman. Let's take a look at that, and then we'll be back.